Alcoholic Entertainment, back with another movie review here on the channel. We're back with Shutter Island, right? People talk about Leonardo DiCaprio like he's the dog's bollocks, he's top man. He fucking deserves everything, right? Personally, I think the guy's very good, but this whole gimmick of he just had to get an Oscar, mate, you don't need an Oscar to prove dick. You go out and make good movies, right? And just because Hollywood or whatever don't give you an Oscar does not mean the movie was not good, alright? Because Hollywood is a fucking dictatorship. So mate, see, you should just put that on. So albeit he finally gets it with the Reverend, right? But here, I don't like that mindset. Oh, I have to go and get an island. It's like the fucking wrestling match. I have to get a 5-star match for fucking Dave Meltzer. No, Leonardo, what you fucking doing, son? But yeah, back to the task at hand here. We have Leonardo DiCaprio playing Terry Daniels, essentially. But I already knew the twist going into it. I already knew that he imagined it, or some form of degree imagined it. So basically, this island, Shutter Island, where all the most dangerous prisoners are being kept. But right, so you've got him and his partner Chuck. They meet everyone on the island. They manage to get this woman who escaped. I mean, it's like, fucking I said, they managed to get her. It's like an hour into the movie they get her, but in her room they find like not like who is number 67. It's like it had 4 on it as well. Turns out there was only 66 patients. So who's 67th patient? Turns out that was himself. Throughout the movie, there's like clues to like this shit, but like he's taking all these pills for his aspirin and shit. So what was that all about then? You know, like what was the whole gimmick of him imagining taking these pills for aspirin? Did that exist? Was that real? I'm not 100% because the fucking not much of this is real. You know, like I like stuff, I like twists and all, but it is just a bit fucking weird. And then you find out that he's been here for 2 years at the end, right? I know the plot's irrelevant because you know what's the point of discussing the plot of the movie by the end of it? It doesn't matter. He just imagined it, you know. So, you know, he's been here for 2 years on the island, and they've stopped giving him medication for 24 months, which is 2 years if you can't do your fucking maths, right? So if that's the case, has he been imagining this for 2 years? Even though the events of this movie have carried out over, 10 days? And before people go, oh man, you're thinking too much into it. No, you're not thinking too much into it. It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense if that is the case. Why is something that happened over the course of, 10 days? Maybe a bit more? It was never fucking 2 years. Like, you're trying to tell me by near the end of the movie, before he realised he was fucking insane, he'd been on this island for 2 years with Chuck, you know? Ridiculous stuff, to be honest, but him and Chuck basically quickly realise that this island's against them and that they're probably doing experiments here. The government sort of stuff, yo. All that good stuff. Chuck is then, he wants to go with Teddy to the lighthouse. Teddy says, no, you fucking leave, but you stay behind. Teddy then finds a way to the lighthouse, comes back to get Chuck. Chuck has been pushed off the rocks. He finds a cigarette and a body implant at the bottom. Oh no. And then when he goes down, he finds one of the missing patients. Turns out she used to be a nurse. But it's like, you trying to tell me how long she's been missing for and she's been sitting in here? Like, he was obviously imagining this at this point. You know? This is a load of shite. Like, even if I didn't know the twist, right? You clearly would have been able to tell at this point. It's kind of like The Sixth Sense as well. I mean, I actually can't remember the last movie I fucking watched and went, fuck, that's a twist. I honestly can't think off the top of my head. It would probably be a TV show, and even then, I'm trying to think of the TV show, you know. But here, it's just a bit ridiculous in my opinion. And then we get the finale. He gets into the lighthouse. Oh, they're doing experiments there. The ghosts are putting back into society. Oh, well, they're not putting ghosts back into society. It's Dr. Ben Kingsley, Dr. John. He's sitting at the top of the lighthouse. Teddy confronts him. He's like, you think I made all this up? I'm gonna flip the lid on this. Me and my buddy Chuck. Where is Chuck? You made him just a martyr. And as he's like saying, you killed Chuck. Chuck enters his room. He's like, hey boss. And then it's kind of at this point he realised, oh shit. And it turns out his wife is that woman that actually killed her 3 kids. And it turns out that is his wife. But then he ended up killing her wife. So he's just imagining some other woman doing the role of his wife essentially. So yeah. He's insane. He tried to shoot Big Dr. John here, doesn't he work? And then we wake up, says basically, he admits that everything he'd done, he's off the drugs, He's good. He gets like a final sight king. Him and Chuck are sitting. Well, I mean, I say Chuck, it's just some doctor guy, psychiatrist. And then he says to Chuck, "We're going to flip the lid on this whole thing. We're going to get off." Then Chuck looks over at the doctors. He's like, "Nah, man, nah. We're going to have to put him down. The treatment hasn't worked." But obviously it has worked, because Big Teddy Daniels says to Chuck, what was the line at the end? He's like, "I'd rather die a good man than live a bad man." Something along those lines. He knew what he was doing, right? That's a nice wee touch at the end there. But yeah, I mean, I feel like kind of a bit all over the place with fucking World War II fucked in there with Nazi shit, which I actually like, and I like that stuff, but I feel like I can almost see why this didn't get an Oscar. It is a bit of a clusterfuck. You know, it's good, like, but it's just a lot of like twists and turns and like, oh, imagining this, imagining that. I mean, it's like, it just needs to be a bit more simplified. Like, then it puts like the whole 2-year timeline in. It's like, but this only happened over the case of like 2 weeks. I mean, oh, come on. Anyway, I still think it's a good movie, right? But I can see why it didn't win an Oscar. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.